Welcome to PorchFire Records, Transient Sessions. Today we have Jaguar. Thank you guys so much for coming. That was an awesome session. So we want to start off, just introduce yourselves, say what you play in the band.
I'm Holly. I'm the singer, and I play the keys and the tambourine.
My name is Charlie, and I play the guitar.
David, I play the drums.
Sweet. So how long have you guys been a band? Like, what's the origin story?
Ooh, the origin story. Origins. Well, Holly and I met in school, university in Springfield, Missouri. We were going to Missouri State. And we met pretty early on, like when it was your freshman year. And, we were at a frat party, which is kind of the last place either of us were typically hanging out. I had a very short-lived DJ career. It was my first and last DJ set because as they were asking me to leave, I ran into her on my way out the door. And then, we met up and kind of had the same general vision for playing music together. And we got together and started writing music together while we were going to school.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
So where did the band name come from?
We originally started as the Scamps, which we thought was really boring and bland and generic. So when we moved to Austin, we changed it to Jaguar because I wanted it to be Jaguar, but it's really close to the label. Jaguar. So we went with Jaguar because I like the way it sounds.
But there's absolutely no meaning behind it. It just sounded good.
Cool.
Yeah. It sounded good at the time.
Yeah. So did y'all start as a two-piece and then got drums later, or did you, was the original band a three-piece as well?
I think we've pretty much always been a three-piece. We kind of write, the two of us, and then when it comes to playing live, it's just we've always been three, because there's something about having a wild drummer behind, limbs flailing, that there's an energy there that you don't necessarily get with a drum machine. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what are some of y'all's musical influences?
I would say influences for me are Jonathan Fire Eater. And then the early Yeah Yeah Yeahs I like a lot. And I'd say as of right now to The Garden. Can't stop listening to them.
Yeah,
They're weird.
I saw them open for Mac DeMarco. That was a crazy
Did
concert.
you?
Yeah.
Was that here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
I didn't know they
that
opened
one.
for Mac DeMarco.
Maybe. Yeah.
I didn't know they opened for Mac DeMarco.
It was wild.
I was really sad because I was out of town for work for whenever they came to Austin, but he went with a friend of ours who stole my ticket because I couldn't go.
Yeah, I was
It was really sad.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was at Mohawk. The opening band was going, and I was standing up on the upper tier, and then the twins walked out and were like standing right next to me. I was like shaking in my boots. I was fangirling pretty hard. It's like they're right there next to me.
I really love them too. Jonathan Fire Eater, The Garden. I like Death Grips a lot, just in terms of their live stage presence. I mean, I can't compete with that, but I love their live stage, like their whole shtick they got going on. It's super cool.
Any other influences?
Well, it kind of dating myself a little bit, but I grew up a long time ago, so mine are a lot older. About just genre-wise, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I like rock and pop and R&B from those times, and anything specific would be more like Weezer and Spoon and Pixies. I like.
Have you listened to Weezer's new album? They came out with that cover album.
Well, everyone's heard the one cover, of course. It's outsold the original, which I have mixed feelings on. But I love the song anyway. They do a great job, and I actually heard them play it live. But
yeah.
So
Sweet.
yeah.
So you mentioned that you two write the songs. What's kind of your songwriting process?
Yes, songwriting process. So I do a lot of the instrumentation parts of it. So a lot of it's kind of born on the 6-string electric guitar, and use Logic. So kind of like get the drum machine going, hammer out some ideas, and then kind of run them by her, Holly, the vocalist, who then comes in and writes words, kind of attaches a vocal part and melody to the instrumentation part that I wrote. So, and there's a lot of filtering in that process. A lot of things have to go in the trash, which is good because then
It's
it
part of
makes
it.
Well,
yeah.
I will say he practically spoon feeds me my parts. So I mean, he's pretty talented as far as programming all kinds of instruments, because I don't deviate too much from what he initially hands me, just very little. So yeah, he's very talented. They both are.
I'm very flattered by that. Thank you, David. But yeah, so it's kind of a cooperative process, but everyone kind of has their own like lane, I guess. You know, we kind of cover a particular area and bring it together.
So what brought y'all to Austin? It's kind of a big jump from where you were.
It is.
I know that you had talked about like moving either to Austin or like somewhere like in California, like San Francisco or New York. Like we threw out a whole bunch of different cities, and of course, like every other single person who has moved to Austin, like, oh, it's a cool up and coming city with lots of cool music, and I'm like, and it's not the price of San Francisco, and I was like, yeah, I want to move there, and like this sounded really good. So I mean, for me, it was more of like, we both kind of agreed that it seemed like a cool city to go to because of the music. And then also we had just graduated, so we needed jobs, and we moved and got a job down here. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually, in Austin for the time that I've been here.
Shout out to the Austin job market. It made the move much easier.
So y'all mentioned earlier that you have some new music coming out, right? Do you have like any dates set for that, or is it still in the recording process, or how's that going?
It's still in the recording process.
Yeah.
So to go back to what we were talking about earlier, there's like a good chunk of songs that are all written instrumentally, and now we're at the putting vocals to those. So
Yeah, I have to do that part. So,
yeah, we have
the
no.
ball is in my court on that one now.
Yeah, so it's been a work in progress, but we have no concrete dates that we've committed ourselves to yet.
Yeah.
No, but this year.
This year.
That's
exciting.
That's a
Yes.
goal for us this
Yeah.
year.
So how do y'all record it? Do you record it like at your own spot, or do you go into a studio, or what's your...
So we do the production ourselves.
do you do all the mixing and stuff as well?
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, that's kind of my side interest, is the whole recording and engineering process. So once we kind of write everything and do some rough demos, and then a lot of times we end up playing the songs live first before we ever really like lay them down permanently. Because David always come in with kind of tweaks here and there to, sometimes structure how drum parts should be. So then we go back and we do everything in the apartment. So, a lot of like amp simulators, and as far as drum kit goes, David's got an electric drum kit, and we plug that in. So, a lot of everything really is just kind of triggered, rather than, we're not necessarily recording an acoustic drum set, but so it's very DIY in that sense, I suppose.
Yeah, that's super cool. I'm excited to hear the new music, because y'all have stuff out on Spotify, right? Do you have one album, or?
Yeah, we have our EP that we did when we were still living in Springfield. Mm-hmm. So that kind of style of music is a little bit different than what we're sort of doing now in Austin. We did put out like a single, though, that will be like kind of the same style as our new album. We kind of went more for like a dancier approach than what we were before, which was very like just like I would
Obnoxious.
rock, I guess. I just like the most generic bland rock that you could probably get to. But yeah, I'm really happy that we're gonna be putting out like a new album. But yeah, it's all available on Spotify, especially our new single, because that's kind of more of what we are, who we are now.
Sweet. I guess one last question. Do y'all have any shows coming up soon?
As a matter of fact, we do. We have a few.
Yeah, we're playing with Sasha and the Valentines during their residency. I think it's at Dozen Street.
It is.
So that's coming up in February.
February 26th.
That's cool. Christelle is going to also be on that. I think Spirit Ghost is playing this week for that one. So that's going on each week. So like it's not just the week that we go. Yeah, it's like every Tuesday. I think they have a lot of really cool people that they booked for that one. So that's going all the way until the end of the month of February.
Sweet.
And then we're playing with Pelvis Wrestling and March, not for South by Southwest, but at the ABGB. And then we're playing a few South by Southwest dates that haven't been announced yet, but they will be soon. So we'll be playing a few times that week.
Cool. Y'all will post the dates on your social media and stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for coming. This was an awesome session. Once again, this is Jaguar on PorchFire's Transient Sessions. Y'all have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
for having
us.
us.